When the second body turned up along Route 67, posed like the first, hands crossed, shoes removed, and a Polaroid taped to the chest, the people of Pine Valley started sleeping with their doors locked and their lights on. But the scariest part? In both photos, the victims were still alive. Pine Valley, Oregon. A postcard-perfect logging town where life moved slow, and danger felt far away. That all changed on the night of October 14, 2012, when Emma Stone, a 22-year-old nursing student and waitress at Millie's Diner, never made it home. Emma was reliable to a fault. She'd texted her mom around 9:15 p.m., "Last table just left. Heading out soon." That was the last anyone heard from her. By morning, her car was still in the diner's lot. Her phone was off. Her apartment untouched. It took only a day for panic to settle in. On October 17th, 3 hikers found her body near Bear Creek, about 11 miles outside town. The scene was unnatural. Emma was fully clothed, laid out like she was asleep, her hands neatly folded over her stomach. Her shoes were placed beside her feet. And then, taped to her chest, a Polaroid photo. In it, Emma sat in a dark room, duct tape over her mouth. Her eyes wide. Tears visible. And she was alive. The town had barely begun grieving when, just 2 weeks later, 18-year-old Kyle Reyes, a star quarterback at Pine Valley High, went missing. He'd been seen walking home after practice. He never arrived. 4 days later, his body was found 30 feet from a rest stop along Route 67, posed exactly like Emma. Shoes removed. Hands folded. Polaroid on the chest. In Kyle's photo, he was bound, gagged, and staring at the camera. Once again alive when the picture was taken. Dead when found. Sheriff's deputies called in the FBI. Rumors exploded, satanic cults. Cartels. Copycat killers. Nothing stuck. Then Supervisory Special Agent Mark Callahan arrived from Quantico. Callahan was one of the Bureau's most respected profilers, stoic, measured, and unnervingly precise. He reviewed both crime scenes and said something that chilled the room. "This isn't rage. It's ritualistic. The camera is his weapon. This guy isn't just killing, he's directing." Callahan began building the behavioral profile. Male, mid to late 30s. Educated and detail-oriented. Likely employed in a creative or technical field. Emotionally detached but socially functional. Possibly has a collection of victim mementos. Returns to the crime scenes in some form, either physically or through revisiting the images. The key clue was psychological, the photos. They weren't just keepsakes. They were narratives, the killer's way of retelling the story, over and over, from behind the lens. He wants control, not chaos, Callahan said. This is someone who plans every detail. He doesn't need to rush, he enjoys the build-up. As pressure mounted, agents quietly examined anyone in town who had access to photography equipment, especially Polaroid cameras, which were now rare. Then came the break. On November 9th, the Pine Valley High janitor reported something strange. A black trash bag had been stuffed deep in the school's photography darkroom, sealed tight. Inside, a roll of undeveloped 35mm film and an empty Polaroid cartridge box. The 35mm film was unrelated, a student's project. But the Polaroid box? It matched the exact rare batch number used in the victim photos. Only 6 people in the region had purchased those cartridges over the past year. One name stood out. Glen Whitaker. Glen Whitaker was 41, single, lived alone in a converted barn just outside town. He ran a small freelance photo business, weddings, senior portraits, the occasional real estate shoot. Harmless. He even helped run the photo booth at the fall fair, where Emma had worked part-time. He was polite, quiet, and wore the same beige jacket every day. But when FBI agents served a search warrant, what they found in his home turned the case from horror to nightmare. In a locked basement closet was a chest lined with velvet. Inside, 47 Polaroid photographs, zip ties, gloves, a used roll of duct tape, a notebook filled with dates, times, and initials. Most haunting, a photo of Allison Miles, a 20-year-old from Spokane who went missing in 2009. She had a green crescent birthmark on her neck, identical to the one in the photo. Her case had gone cold. Glen had been operating for years. Under interrogation, Glen showed no remorse. At first, he denied everything. But when agents showed him the photos, his demeanor changed. He didn't cry. He didn't panic. He smiled. "People think pictures are memories," he said. "But they're truths. Things you can't edit. I just framed them." FBI psychologists later determined he fit the profile of a high-functioning organized serial killer, someone who viewed his victims not as people, but as subjects in an artistic process. He didn't kill in anger. He killed for aesthetic. For control. He later confessed to 12 murders across 4 states, most of the bodies still undiscovered. He claimed he never raped his victims, insisting he respected the art. It was one of many chilling lies. Glen Whitaker was charged with 12 counts of first-degree murder and pled not guilty by reason of insanity. The jury deliberated for just under 3 hours. He now serves 12 life sentences at ADX Florence, Colorado, America's most secure supermax prison. In Pine Valley, healing came slowly. Emma's mother, Sharon, started a non-profit for missing persons and survivor support. Kyle's father moved away and hasn't spoken publicly since. As for Agent Callahan, he retired 3 years later. In his memoir, he wrote, "Some killers leave blood. Others leave trails. Glen left moments, perfectly composed frames of terror. He wasn't trying to destroy lives. He was trying to make them last forever." Thank you for watching Inside FBI Profiling, chilling true stories of serial killers. If this case disturbed you, you're not alone. Sometimes the most terrifying killers aren't the ones who scream, they're the ones who wait and watch. Don't forget to subscribe for more real stories from inside the FBI's darkest files. Until next time, stay aware. Stay safe.